Hey everybody, it's Deanna, and if I sound tired, I am. I've had a very, very long day, but I'm determined to get these health updates out there. And my day is still ongoing because I have laundry in the laundry room. So if you hear an alarm go off, that is the reason why. And then people upstairs are moving around a lot, so you may hear noise from that too. I never proclaim to have perfect videos, folks. You're gonna hear background noise. I'm gonna stumble over my words. I may yawn in this video because that's how tired I am, folks. It's after 10 as I record this. Okay. So even though today is Juneteenth and my first day off of work for vacation, thank the universe, I really needed that vacation. I had a busy day. But let me jump back. I've had to get follow-up labs and scans and all that jazz after my visit with the doctor last month. So I had to get an ultrasound of the knot above my belly button, a chest x-ray, and an MRI of my abdominal area. And also, I had to schedule my colonoscopy, and that's finally done. Thank the universe, people, I swear. Because I could never get, every time I called, they would say the scheduler was unavailable or I'd be transferred. And they take down my information, and I'd wait a week, not hear anything back. I called back the scheduler, Then finally, after another week of this, I called and I said, I've not heard back from anybody. And then they claimed they're going to make it a priority, put a note on it saying it's priority because I need to get this scheduled. I had to get this scheduled for July because in August my insurance resets and I'm not sure how much of a copay or deductible I have to pay. So finally the scheduler calls. The call disconnects. Then I call back. I get her voicemail. Then she calls. And finally we connected, and finally my colonoscopy is scheduled, thank the universe. So that's for next month, late next month. And she asked if I wanted it earlier. I said, no, I can't get any earlier than that. My ear itches right now. Excuse me. I can't get any earlier than that, so I have to have this date. And I asked my mother to take me to get this procedure because this is the only thing I can't get done on my own. I have to have someone take me there and bring me home since I'm going to be sedated when they do this. And they sent the prep that I need to take prior to the procedure. They sent it to my pharmacy already. And I had to wait to go pick it up. And I had a coupon because I heard that it's expensive, even with insurance. And I go to pick it up and give them the coupon code. And they said the coupon code was already used. I had to pay $60, and that is with insurance. $60. 60. And they gave it to me 2 months ahead of the procedure. Now I know I need to get it early, to make sure that I don't wait till the last minute and it's not available. But that is really early. My goodness gracious. $60. Anyway, so earlier this month, I had the ultrasound of my abdominal area as well as an x-ray. I could not schedule the x-ray in advance, so I actually had any x-ray availability. They said they did, so I gave them the order for that, and I had to fill out their the paperwork on their tablet. And then once I was done, they called me back maybe 5 minutes later, and they got my name right. Yay them. And maybe I would say I waited 10 to 15 minutes to be called back. They did the ultrasound first. That was really quick, 5 minutes. And then after that was the chest x-ray. They did it from 2 sides. I believe one was forward and the other was my from the side view. And that was really quick. I would say I was there maybe a half an hour, 40 minutes, if that. The only long part is the waiting. So that was done. And then my labs from last month came back. Most of them were decent, but she wanted me to get a few more. And I did not need to provide any more urine. The sample they received was fine. So I don't know what that lab tech was talking about last month. She must have got it mixed up with one of my blood tests. So the doctor got those back. So she got the ultrasound, the x-ray, and the blood test results back. And chest x-ray was fine. The ultrasound, they think the knot is a benign cyst. And she was suggesting or asking if I wanted surgery to get removed for cosmetic reasons. Nah. If it grows or starts to hurt, I will consider surgery, but I'm not doing it for cosmetic reasons. I just have to live with having a random weird knot. But I had to also get the MRI for that as well. And I had that done today. And today is Juneteenth. I should have been home all day, chilling and relaxing, but I decided to use this to get this MRI done instead of requesting sick leave for this, because requesting time off. Because normally I put in a request for time off, and she, the boss, approves it pretty quickly. But for my colonoscopy, I didn't tell her that's why I was taking 2 days off. I took 2 days off, the day before to prep, and then the day of for the procedure. And almost a week passed, and I hadn't heard anything back. So I sent a reminder about getting time off for those dates. And she thought I had to submit like further paperwork for the reason why I was taking 2 sick days in a row. But she claimed that it didn't seem to be an issue, and she approved it. Thank the universe. So anyway, I mentioned I had to ask my mother for a ride there. And I said, Ma, I'm going to be reminding you every week leading up to that date. And I'm going to, and make sure you put on your calendar, and I'm going to make sure that you come pick me up for this. I cannot afford to miss this. I'm taking time off for this. I have to do prep for this. So please, 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 I cannot afford to miss this. And that's what I don't like about these kinds of things. I've mentioned before, I hate asking for help. That is the one thing. And I hate it when things are outside my control and I have to be relying on other people. But hopefully things, turn out okay, that there are no issues, because if I don't have a ride there and back, they will cancel the appointment. And I don't want to go through taking time off and going through all the prep for nothing. And I'm also considering asking another relative as a backup, just in case, because I always like having a plan B. It has nothing to do, with my trust in my mother. It has nothing to do with that. It's just me. I'm an anxious person, and I like having a plan B. Anyway, so today I went to go get the MRI of my abdominal region done. And today is Juneteenth, as I mentioned. And the regional buses are running on a normal schedule. Cool. So I took a regional bus to transfer to a Metro bus stop. And I'm looking at the tracker for the Metro bus, and it said 17 minutes. But then time would pass, and it kept saying 17 minutes. And then it disappeared from the tracker completely. And then I was trying to find alternative ways to get to my appointment, and none of them were showing up. And then I go to the Twitter page for WMATA, which is what Metrobus is under, and it said that they were having issues with the tracker and it's not accurate today. And we had to use the posted schedule, and they're on Metrobus is on Saturday's schedule for the holiday. But buses never keep on schedule. So it's pretty much a crapshoot trying to figure out when the bus is coming. And when it looked like I wouldn't make on time waiting for a bus and not knowing when the bus is coming, I had to call Lyft. And I was not happy about that. Not happy about having to pay money for something like this when I have a bus pass, a monthly bus pass for this kind of stuff. And then, the possibility of having a chatty driver who's talking my ear off. I'm tense from possibly being late. Oh my goodness. And then when I requested priority because I needed to get this appointment. I could not be late for this appointment. I'm not trying to get this appointment canceled. And then the driver kept switching, and I'm thinking, oh God, why? Oh, I was mad at that bus stop. I was pacing, I was cursing out loud, and there were people around. I didn't care. I was so angry. And this is the kind of stuff I talk about, how I don't like being reliant on other people because other people let me down. That's why I struggle with asking for help. Because I've had times where I've been let down. And my attitude became, well, I can't rely on other people. I can rely on myself. But that's the price I pay when I don't have my own car. I don't like driving anyway, but anyway. So finally, the lift came, and thank the universe, he was quiet. The only interaction we had was me making sure it was the right person and me thanking him when he dropped me off. I guess he sensed that I was not in the mood to talk. And I made it to my appointment. Whew. I made it, and I had 20 minutes I could take to calm down and relax. The car smelled like strong laundry detergent. Oh my God. And I smelled it. I was wearing my mask. I could smell it still, my mask, after I got out of the car. But my only concern was that he got me to my appointment on time. So, another thing happened with this. I scheduled that appointment for 2:30. They sent me the reminder email. They said 2:45. And then they called a couple of days ago saying that my appointment was at 2:45. And I said, I scheduled this appointment for 2:30. And she said, yes, your appointment's at 2:45. You have to come in at 2:30. That's not the point I was trying to make. And we seem to be in another thing before that. She asked my last name. I said Howard. And then she seemed to not be able to find me in the system. And she says, is that Howard with an H? I'm thinking in my head, no, there's a Q, a squiggly line, and a happy face. What the hell do you think? But out loud I said, that's correct, ma'am. Howard, Howard. I swear, I feel people don't listen to a daggone thing I say at the time anyway. So, and then she asked, is it Thursday or Friday? The appointment's for Friday. She finally finds me. And then she tells me what I need to do prior. Don't eat 3 hours prior. I take medication. All that stuff. She did not mention not to wear metal, but I knew from past MRI experiences, don't wear metal. But then bending back to the time. So she keeps insisting my appointment's at 2:45, but I need to come at 2:30. I said, if my appointment was scheduled for 2:30, should I come in at 2:15? But we were in an impasse. I could tell that she just wasn't going to hear me. So I just, okay, fine, whatever. Anyway. So I once I cooled down and enough time had passed, it wasn't too early anymore, I went in, and even though they claimed, I always bring my order. Even though they claimed they had it, but this time she asked for the order. And they had me fill out more paperwork, even though I had done this, so I scheduled the appointment. My goodness gracious. But I did it. I filled it out, and the tablet was covered in little strands of hair. Ugh! Thank the universe I have hand sanitizer. I was called back. I remember having this tech before. I remember I had her when I went last year. But as I said, they see more patients than I see them. So she didn't remember that. I remembered her from before. And she saw us wearing my mask. I had to take my mask off because the mask has a metal band on the bridge and on the nose bridge. And she seemed nervous. Is there a reason why you're wearing that mask? I said, no, I wear it just because I'm very cautious about my health, and I'm on public transportation. I'm around nasty people who cough without covering their mouths, etc., etc. Don't wash your hands, don't use hand sanitizer. I'm not trying to get sick. It's pretty much, and I also wear it for anonymity because I deal with a lot of fools. I wear it. I can silently sing on the bus when I feel the urge to sing, but I can't do it out loud. And they can't tell because I'm wearing a mask, etc., etc. All these different things. If I have chapped lips, I cover my lips with my mask. So many reasons, pretty much so many reasons. She seemed nervous. I said, no, it's just I wear it because. But I took it off. And she said, is there any concern? You know, I said, no. But the thing is, you know, shouldn't just take my word. I'm fine. But she doesn't know that. If she felt uncomfortable, she should put a mask on herself. Anyway, the procedure is pretty quick. I would say about 25 minutes. And there's all these noises that the MRI makes. And at times I was commanded to hold my breath. Oh my God, that was so hard. And as soon as they said I could breathe again, Lord have mercy. And it was done, and the doctor would get those results in a week. They said they'll fax them to the doctor. But the doctor's in the same building. They just take it up to the doctor's office. Anyway. But it was so hard getting around today because Metro Bus's tracker was broken. So I had no clue when the hell a bus was coming. But because I was on a rush to get back home, like I was in a rush to get to the doctor's appointment, what did I do? I took my time. I went to CVS after, got a few odds and ends, and then I was walking back and forth between 3 bus stops because I didn't know which bus would come first because the posted schedule was unreliable and the tracker didn't work, so I didn't know when a bus was coming. I was standing at one of the stops, and there was this white woman who was walking really close to me. And the first time I moved, and she was wearing this bright orange, hazard cone pylon orange, safety cone orange top with cold shoulders to cut out holes in the shoulders. And she's looking like this. And coming to me looking like that. And finally, when she came near me a second time, I'm looking at my phone, trying to figure out how to navigate these buses. And I said, why is this white woman staying so close to me? And she moved. What a weirdo. And I missed one bus because I had walked to another stop seeing if that one was going to come. But then when I saw that another bus was going to come, I ran to that stop, people. And some guy moved out of my way. I said, I am not missing another bus. And I made it back to my home area where the regional bus is 1 free and 2, the tracker works for that one. And then I went, so all my health appointments for this month are done. And my colonoscopy, my mammogram are scheduled for next month. So I'm getting this all over with, people. I'm tired of going to the doctor. I'm tired. Oh, I skipped. I mentioned getting my blood drawn the day after I got the x-ray and the ultrasound. I didn't mention, I made sure I was on time for that one. Because when I went there, that's where my gynecologist also is. When I went there in February, I was really late and I was rushing to get there. I had to walk there. But this time I made sure I had enough time to take the bus so I didn't have to rush. And I was about 20 to 15 minutes early. I tried to check in at the counter and they said, Miss Howard, we don't open until 8, but you can check in at the kiosk. Yeah, they're starting to like transition out of people checking at the front desk and having people use the kiosk to check in. So I entered my information. I had 2 appointments because my doctor had scheduled 2 separate blood tests. So they canceled the second appointment. And then a woman came in after me. And she was, and then touching the machine. So I said aloud, no, this chick didn't cough and hack and then touch the machine. And she heard me. She used hand sanitizer and she put on a mask. Good job, lady. Good job. So I was called maybe about 5 minutes after they opened. And it was pretty quick. And I scheduled for a day where I worked at home. So I threw on an outfit, went, got my blood drawn, and then walked back. I could take my time, walk back home, and I had maybe 20 minutes before I had to log in for work. But yeah, so all my health appointments are done for June, thank the universe. And I just want to I'm tired of all these questions. And my weight has been getting better on its own. Because when I went to that appointment last month, I was 113. Now I've been hovering between 116 and 118. I'm trying to get back to 120. at least. I don't think I'm ever going to be as heavy as I was or weigh as much as I did before I was diagnosed as diabetic, which was, I was close to 140 at that time. But I at least want to get back to 120 or 125. We'll see. So anyway, that's it from me. I am tired, I am burned out, and I have laundry to go get. So I will provide an update regarding my MRI in my next set of health updates, which will be late next month. And once I'm done with this laundry and take my shower and get something to eat, oh my goodness. Get something to eat from my kitchen because I don't have takeout money right now or delivery money. Anyway. Keep me in your thoughts, folks. I want to get my health back on track because my diabetes is in remission right now, but I'm still being very cautious with what I eat, so that's good. My blood pressure medication has been reduced, the dosage has been reduced, that's good. Cholesterol has been steady, though I'm still on medication for that. But let's try to get, I want to try to get more positive health updates and less, you need to come back with another lab updates. If you have liked this video and you want to hear more from me, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Take care, folks. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.